Hey everybody, Sam Brager from Creative Experiences Today again here. Now we're a little more casual, as you can see. Still repping the red though for Christmas. We want to make sure I'm using what I talked with you about last time, a theme. If you go back over the videos and through my next videos, you'll see I have that Christmas theme of the clothes I'm wearing for these videos. Now, like I said, that was our second video, which was on the acronym theme, which is theme, harmonize positive cues, eliminate negative cues, memorabilia, and engage all five senses. At the end of the video I explained I didn't want to talk about it then. I wanted to dedicate one video specifically to engaging all five senses, and that's this one, our third video in our 5-part video series. So, what we're going to talk about is the five senses. Now I've got them written on the board here, but honestly this is just stuff that should be somewhat intuitive to you, but I want to help steer you in some new ideas and new directions. So, if there's one word that I want you to remember from this video, it's the word sensitize. Sensitize will stick in your brain and will help you remember to try and engage all five senses in planning your Christmas and any event or experience that you plan. So, let's talk about senses. For an example, for all the five senses I'm going to talk about, I'm going to use the example of food at Christmas time. I got lots of great cooks in my family, so it's one of my favorite parts. So let's start with smell. I love smell. To help you understand, think of if you ever had the pleasure of having your mom make homemade bread. When I was a kid growing up, coming home from school, walking through that door, and it wafts through the air, wafts through the air, I'm not sure how to say that word, but you get what I'm talking about. You smell it, you can imagine how it tastes, how it's going to feel, the butter on top of it. That smell is wonderful. Smell is important. We identify memories with smell. We give more strength and more emotions to the memories that we retain when there is a smell associated with them. And if we smell it in the future, it will bring that memory back to the forefront of our minds. So if you can engage smell through Christmas and make it a memorable Christmas, smell will help activate those memories in the future. So with Christmas food, one thing you can do about smells, sure, I mean, if you're cooking Christmas dinner, people are going to smell it. If they come close enough, if they're in the house, it's probably going to happen. But there are a few things you could think of doing, or even other ideas, to try and improve smell. Having maybe a fan in the kitchen, blowing gently so that it spreads the smell through the whole house, so it's not just the main level, but it's spreading out and everybody can enjoy it throughout the home. Or maybe even you get to invite people into the kitchen just so they can smell, but you don't let them taste it, because you want them just to smell it. But think of a new way to try and include smell into your Christmas dinner, for example. Second one, sight. Growing up, our house, my mom had a standard height countertop. That's where she did all of her work. And she actually had a higher countertop. It's about, I'd say, 6 inches to a foot higher. And that was where she would place food. So imagine if my mom was cooking, but still leaving things on that lower counter. It's almost like she's hiding it. She doesn't want people to see what she's doing. But in placing the food up on the higher counter, it's on display. It's special, it's unique. It's like being a kid and walking into the toy store and looking at everything on the shelves. It's out there for you to see to try and entice you more. So find ways to include sight in your Christmas dinner or in your other Christmas experiences. Hearing. Now you think hearing and food. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. Food doesn't usually have much to do with hearing, but maybe it does. Let's think, for instance, back on, what's a common dish I could compare it to? Let's say Christmas biscuits. That's a popular one in my home. I know I already talked about bread, but we're kind of a carbohydrate family. Biscuits. Biscuits are not supposed to make a crunching sound. Now, if you burn the biscuits, they would make that crunching sound, and that is a bad use of hearing. But, for instance, you can find things that should make good sounds. For instance, the exact opposite with bread. If bread has that little bit of crunch, that's enticing to people. They want to hear that. So think about how you can include hearing into your Christmas dinner or other experience. Taste. Now with food, that seems like a duh moment. Taste is great. We love to taste food. But maybe you can do something special, something unique. Maybe you invite your daughter into the kitchen. She gets to taste test the food and tell you if it's right or not yet. Or maybe your son, he gets to come in and try one of the pies you're making before anyone else. Find ways to make your family, your friends feel special in the way they taste things and how they enjoy it. Another simple one could be making sure that everybody gets to the table in time when the food's still hot. That is an important part of Christmas dinner at my house. The last sense, obviously, is touch. Now, one I think would be a great idea to try out would be trying to involve more of the family or friends in the process of the meal. Instead of just letting them all come in and sit down once you've made everything by yourself and are exhausted, why not include them in the process? Let them knead the bread. Let them roll out the pie crust. Let them make the stuffing. Make it an experience together as you touch and you hear and you smell and you see and you taste all these foods together. So remember, sensitize. You're going to sensitize your Christmas dinner. You're going to sensitize Christmas gift wrapping. You're going to sensitize your Christmas tree decorations. Sensitize something in your Christmas. And I know this will make it more memorable because, like I said, those 5 senses, as they are engaged, they make those memories stronger. They make them more potent. And people remember those things. So, that's what I've got for you today. This has been our 3rd video. Up next in our videos, video number 4, we're going to be talking about avoiding technology. Now, technology is not bad. Don't get me wrong. We'll talk about that. But avoiding technology in certain aspects can contribute to your experience. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.